Jacobite, ancient African Moors, progenitor, progenitors. Now the master teacher regarding the Canaanites taught us that the Canaanites are of a cursed seed of Canaan. But to get back to this though, right? These seem these same disclaimers admit, on the other hand, that the so-called Africans are the mothers and fathers of civilizations, right? We are the mothers and fathers of civilizations. But in what I was just bringing to light, we see obvious contradictions from these certain people who perpetuate the New World Order. Now, we are about the truth. Can the New World Order be good for us? What is it about? Is it about real representation of people representing a theocracy of, or not? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? We're just trying to make sense of where we are going in life. Now, this right here is going into the perspective when I was talking about the digitalization. Wait a minute. We're gonna hold on. I got a few more things I want to communicate about, right? Now, this right here is dealing with the digitalization, the modern day burning of Alexandria. Now, remember, I just went over this. Those who are truthers have understood that the New World Order has had the ability to alter images or Photoshop for decades and decades, right? A prime example being the obvious Photoshop images of Earth from space. Google's secret effort to scan every book in the world, codenamed Project Ocean. Back in 2004, Google decided to digitalize every single book they could find and then replace hardcover books with online books on Kindle, right? As in kindling a fire, aka book burning. Now, wait a minute. This is dealing with information control. Now, dealing with the digitalization, right, of this information control, thusly, they could effectively alter and control any digitalized books and images to portray the story of the New World Order, which to tell or sell us. So, this is speaking in current tense, like, who is on our side? Who have our back? Who loves us? Who supports us? Who really is on our side when it comes to us being well taken care of as people made up of this society that's free from the conflicts? the conflicts in which could be resolved by those who is perpetrators of this trick knowledge, right? To discontinue in the era of them ways, to help make the world a better place. But the madness continues. Now this goes on to read, right? So we constantly, well, before I get back into reading that, what they say about the madness continuing, for us who are in our right mind as star seeds and chosen ones, we have to continue to guard ourselves against being pulled off into the negative dismal crypts of the thinking of those forces, those six ether forces. Okay, now, by 2004, Google had started scanning in just over a decade after making deals with Michigan, Harvard, Stanford, Oxford, the New York Public Library, and dozens of other library systems. The company had scanned about 25 million books. It cost them an estimate 400 million. It was the first project that Google ever called the moonshot. What made the system so efficient is that it left so much of the work to software rather than make sure that each page was aligned perfectly and flattened before taking a photo, which was a major source of delays in traditional book scanning systems. Cruder images and curved pages were fed to do to the were fed to de-warping algorithms which use the LIDAR data along with some clever mathematics to artificially bend the text back into straight lines. Effectively, now that most get all their news and information on history from online, the official narrative is only held in cyberspace. And if when the internet no longer becomes viable, those that own books and oral narratives will be the only ones to provide an alternative history of our not so distant past. So, in other words, stock up on your literature, stock up on your physical books, because if something happened to the grid on the internet, right, your organic reading material will be your only source of, like they just mentioned, alternative information. On the side note, please keep in the forefront of your mind that Eric Schmidt is the former CEO of Google and now is employed by the CIA and NASA and the National Security Agency or Administration. Now, with that said, that takes me here. That takes me to the scroll of the master teacher, Dr. York versus the computer. Now, this is the reformer of this era of time. And the mental fortitude fortitude that we already have through right knowledge, which is correct information, that put us in a position of advantage against the technology of the evil ones, we shall be victorious in saving ourselves and our souls to be in good standing in the divine scheme of things, following the divine right knowledge and mathematical, precise, truthful intentions for us to be rightly guided, being one with the all. Now, for instance, right, I'm going to touch on a few brief things where we take certain higher dimensions of reality into consideration beyond the veil of the matrix. This scroll was originally called edition 123, entitled Al-Imam Isa versus the Computer. I felt it was appropriate with my name changed to Dr. Malachi Z. York to call it Dr. York versus the Computer, scroll 149. On the first glance, it might lead you to think that it is about a man fighting a machine, or you might conceive something similar to what you're likely to see in a science fiction movie. Picture Dr. Malachi York suspended in space, waging a mental battle against an IBM computer with lightning flashing all around it and things exploding, etc. Or you might have conceived a mental contest between man and machine to see who's the smartest, right? Why is this necessary? Not to say don't use computers, but rather to say don't let computers use you. The beast of the Holy Scriptures, Revelations 13:1, is a computer that will be interlinked right into the human brain. Now we're just looking at certain scientists on the internet when they was talking about how they was trying to merge certain computers with people's brains, right? Now, this is not something that might happen. This is something that is already happening. When I first wrote the book back in 1976, I spoke in a prophetic sense of future events. Now we are in that very same future, and all of those prophecies have come to pass. That's why it was necessary to revise and update this pamphlet and to show you what has happened. And again, what will happen in the very near future. The theme of this pamphlet is not that I, Dr. Malachi Z. York, am versing a machine, but rather that I am versing a new age. So what is this new age really about now? What's the difference between this new age? Okay, we also living in an information age, and we also living in the age of Aquarius. The sign of this is found in the Ba and Bishmillah, as in his name, the Tasmiyah. This is an age when more and more people are being led towards Nuwabu, our true spiritual science, which is sound right reasoning. Nuwabu is our way of life, which is nothing but facts. Now wait a minute. Truth is truth. Truth is universal, wherever it comes from. Do truth has a nationality? Out of all the races on the planet, is the truth that nationality? Or is the truth the truth? So whoever speaking the truth, wherever it's coming from, that is not racism. Whoever speak the truth, wherever it's coming from, that is not biased information. Whoever or whatever nationality is speaking the truth, that is not bigotry. Whoever speaking the truth is speaking the truth. So when the master teacher was like, this is the time for all good people to come together, rallying around truth, which makes us a unifying force against the liars. Like when KRS-One had spoke about human education against lies. Indeed, that's a reflection of truth being the truth. So only fools duck when the truth is thrown at them. But wise people, wise beings like us, we catch the truth and utilize it so we may be set free. Remember, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And for us who worship the Most High shall worship the Most High in spirit and in truth, through the spirit of truth. So, does that make us real social justice warriors? You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to make sense here, right? This goes on to read. Nuwabu is our way of life, which is nothing but facts. However, there are still a number of people who are refusing to accept Nuwabu or the truth. The evil reptilian has redoubled his efforts to take people off the path or the right path, right? Time is zooming by, and the end. Time is zooming by, and the end is too close for the reptilian's comfort. Therefore, the evil reptilian and his disagreeable agents are canvassing the world for recruits for hell's legions. Like during the lifetime of Job 1 through 8, Satan the Luciferian, is walking to and fro in the earth, seeking whom he may devour, is walking to and fro in the earth, quite freely and quite obviously. Job 1:7. Because we start to see like conspicuous evil traits in people that's causing us who got that discernment of spirit to stay away from them personality types and let them crash out, because there are ways that we are to deal with the six ether forces out here through spiritual psychology, by knowing how to navigate and maneuver from a military minded level to where we make the right decisions for ourselves to end up being victorious as an end result of what we're dealing with. Now, this goes on to read, right? The evil reptilian needs no disguises, for people go to him willingly, knowing who he is. In fact, people today seek out the evil one, and when they find him, they gravitate toward the disagreeable side against the benevolent, agreeable ones. Once again, this is a war, a battle between good and evil forces. Saint Nor Nakash has spent the last relatively 6,000 years marshaling all of his forces and aids to attract people into mischief, such as negative music like negative rap, politics, show business, science, wealth, clothes, food, drugs, liquor, sex, and much, much more. One of the many ways the Luciferians has disguised themselves was with the computer IBM 666. This computer was given to scientists in 1943 by extraterrestrials for the usage during the Philadelphia experiment to test mind control, invisibility, invisibility, and the time machine. After the attempt to make a machine for invisibility, the Earthlings did not have any mathematicians who could collate high or fast enough to do the work. So they brought in scientists, namely Nikola Tesla, Dr. Eric John von Neumann, Albert Einstein, Thomas Townsend Brown, and others were being brought into America. And they, with the aid of extraterrestrials, built the first computer of this type. Right? Now, Nikola Tesla was the first man in Earth's history to record intelligently controlled signals from outer space. In 1938 AD, Tesla announced that he had developed a method for interplanetary communication. Nearly a century ago, when the idea of interplanetary communication was thought of as a fantasy, Tesla was already performing serious results and making devices for the express purpose of contacting extraterrestrial beings. Tesla was indeed in contact with beings from Venus called Venusians or Venurians. In 1856 AD, a craft set out from Venus on a mission to the planet Earth. Tesla was born on this craft and was named Nikola. He was given to the Tesla family and received his surname. Tesla family knew who he was, so they kept his identity a secret. In 1898 AD, Tesla's first idea was the Tesla Scope, a space communication set. The first model was completed in 1918. The first message he received was in 1941 AD from a craft that was from Venus. One of Tesla's main missions was the Philadelphia experiment, which occurred in 1943. The Philadelphia experiment was an experiment to accomplish teleportation of a warship, the USS Eldridge, from Philadelphia to a dock near Norfolk, Virginia, by using Albert Einstein's unified field theory, referred to Man from Planet Rizqro, and the movie Alfred Bielek's Montauk Project Time Machine. These are the individuals involved. Now, right knowledge, correct information opens our minds up to realities in order for us to see the bigger picture of who's who on planet Earth, the major players and movers and shakers when it comes to the elites of society and the world at large, and where we stand in the scheme of things. It's not just the little people, like some people say, you know, the little people. There's nothing little about us. We are giants. See, words cast spells to create a certain reality. So when a person try to put a mislabel on me like I'm small, no, that's a misnomer. That's incorrect. I am a giant. I am a mental giant. I am a spiritual giant. There's nothing small about me. I am connected to the all. And in addition to that, my physical person is at the center of everything. So when it's encouraged for us as conscious ones, we always see everything, my brothers and sisters. Now, with that said, positive energy activate constant elevation. I just wanted to get on here and build with y'all for a minute. You know, believe in yourself. And know that we are to be on the right path in terms of our true spiritual science, Nuwapu, Rahu Bahu Tep. First, I want to say this too. We all have our own way of communicating information with our styles of communication. I'm not trying to be like nobody but myself. But when it comes to me, letting the truth be known, letting the master teacher's words being known, in addition to my own individual research from me certain things, connecting certain dots and making sense of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? In this real life that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Or what's really going on with the powers that be and the governmental powers all over the world and where we stand as a government ourselves as far as being sovereigns. It's only right that we have some kind of awareness and input about the world we live in today to make it uh, a better place to live. So, Rahu Bahotep and Mushashu and positive energy activate constant elevation. And regarding my page here, click, like, subscribe to it, and more power to us all. 100.